Hi everyone, this is Ashley at confectioneryhouse.com, and today I'm going to show you how to create beautiful buttercream roses quickly and easily using our new Russian pastry tips. They are versatile, great for all occasions, and a quick way to decorate your cakes and cupcakes to impress your customers and friends. I'm going to be using the 7-petal rose tip today. They come in a variety of tulips and roses, but this one happens to be my favorite. I'll also be using CK's white pre-made buttercream. The consistency of this buttercream is smooth and stiff, but not so stiff that you'll have to struggle to squeeze it out of your pastry bag. You really need a stiff buttercream when using Russian pastry tips, just like you would if you were piping a standard rose. I also recommend using an 18-inch disposable pastry bag. Russian pastry tips are larger than your standard Wilton or Atico tips. You will not be able to use a coupler. Just drop your tip into the bag, estimate where you need to cut, slide the tip back, and snip the bag with a pair of scissors. Always cut off less than you estimate. You can always go back and cut more. You'll want a little less than a quarter of the tip exposed from the bag. The brand of disposable pastry bags that I'm using are by Keyseal. They're very durable, can be reused, or just simply throw them away. All the supplies I'm using can be found at confectioneryhouse.com. For demonstration purposes, I'll be using styrofoam dummy cupcakes. If you find you have trouble getting your flowers to stick to the tops of your cupcakes, you can first spread a light base of frosting using a spatula. To begin, hold your tip straight up and down over the cupcake. Squeeze to let a small amount of frosting build up, and while squeezing, lift up. Release your pressure right where you want your petals to end. Squeeze, lift up, release pressure. Squeeze, lift up, release pressure. You really want to squeeze and lift at the same time. It's one fluid motion. You'll stop squeezing right where you want your petals to end. When you're using these tips for the first time, I recommend working slowly. Start by making shorter flowers and work your way up as you get the hang of the motion. If you make your flowers too high or you pull away too fast, your petals might close in, forming a closed bud. If your petals won't stand up, your frosting might be too soft. If your petals are really jagged and breaking off, your frosting might be too stiff. Don't get discouraged if you don't get it right the first time. It might take a couple times of practice. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be making flowers effortlessly. All the Russian flower tips generally work the same, so you can apply these instructions to both the tulip and rose tips. Next, we'll fill in all the spaces with leaves using the Wilton 366 tip. Squeeze to let a little icing build up, and then pull away. It's a really easy motion. This really brings the look together. The size of your leaves will depend on how much frosting you let build up. I'm making smaller leaves in the center with a quick little squeeze and then pulling away. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it answered any questions you may have had. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out our new line of Russian pastry tips at confectioneryhouse.com.